We're talking with Aaron's uncle about the Vietnam War. Do you have any memories about the Vietnam War that you'd like to share?
Well, it was a war that was hard to take after you came home. People didn't like you if you were in the service, so that's the hardest part, was just coming home and kind of hiding that you were in the service. Put on civilian clothes and take your uniform off, put it in a suitcase, and come home. So people, I don't know, some guys got spit on and stuff like that, called baby killer. You just didn't like that, so you just kind of hid it. So you got home. That's about it. The memories over there were bad. I mean, you were constantly scared, and after you were in a bad situation, that's when you were scared. It's kind of funny, but you're not scared at the time. You just do your job. And, that's about it. It's something I don't regret doing. I wouldn't want to do it again, and I wouldn't want anybody else to. About the memories, some of the stuff you try to forget. I enlisted. If I would have been drafted, I went in January. If I would have been drafted in September anyway. So
So you just felt like you're just trying to get out of the way?
I'm just gonna go and get it over, and then I could pick where I wanted to go. And I wanted to go in the Army. If I got drafted, they could have went in the Marines or the Air Force or the Navy. They would just pick you in and put you wherever they needed you.
Upon arrival in Vietnam, what was your first opinion of it?
I couldn't believe it. We came in a commercial aircraft, and we came in at Saigon. And when you landed, they would wait, and then it would drop down real fast because they could shoot at you, So they wanted to keep out of range as long as they could. And you looked out the window, and it was just bomb riddled every place. I mean, you just thought, what were you getting into? I mean, if this is where we're landing in Saigon and it's this bad, what's going to be like out where I'm going to be? So it was scary. No, I promised my ma she wasn't getting a Purple Heart for me, and I wasn't getting one. I got hurt a couple times, but it was just minor stuff. It was nothing that was were shot or wounded or anything like that. But I lucked out. Very lucky. Yeah, I got Bronze Star. I got 15 air medals. An air medal in Vietnam was for every 25 hours of combat flying, you got one. So I got 15 of them. And I got a couple Vietnam citations and medals. Yep.
Could you run through what an average day was?
Yeah, you get up and have breakfast and pre-flight if you didn't go early in the morning. Then you would go to your helicopter, you'd check all the pre-flight, the helicopter, check everything, make sure it was working okay, and then the officers would come down and they would do their checklist, and then we would start it up, and then depending on what the mission was for the day, if it was a combat mission, we'd probably go to an LZ and then land, and then we wait maybe, I don't know, 15, 25, 30 helicopters would all be waiting there, and then we would figure out where we were going, and they would tell us then, and then we'd load up 6 or 7 guys and fly them in, drop them off, and then come back, pick up some more, and drop them off. Or if the mission was for food or water or something, we would take and drop it off and go out, pick up what they had to get rid of.
Do you think being in the military changed how you lived out there, when you came back?
Oh yeah, changed big time. I mean, I think for me, it kind of helped me. A little more mature, and I listened better, and I wanted to do better. Where some people that came back, it more or less killed them on the inside. I mean, they're just bad. But I didn't bring any grief home like that or anything. And the military overall, I think, helped me. my dad was okay with it. My mom didn't like it. She didn't want you going in the service and stuff. She was always worried. Yeah. When I got my orders for Vietnam, and a lot of crying, I suppose, and stuff. Anybody would do it. My kids went into Afghanistan. There'd be a lot of crying. So, but it was all right. Well, I don't know. It's just, you think of communism as the bad guy, and that was, the big thing. You're fighting, the Iron Curtain. I went through the stuff with John F. Kennedy. I was only 13 years old, so but that was the big thing. That was communism. That was Khrushchev. That was Cuba, and that they kind of instilled in you, as you grew up and at school, I suppose. But I guess it's it's the way you guys think too of Bin Laden and Iraq and Iran and stuff. I guess that's your Vietnam, So I guess I feel the same way about communism as you guys feel like about that.